Hey friends. Every once in a while, a technology comes along that changes everything. A few years ago, we got the smart home. Then along came the self-guided tour. But today, we're talking about something different. Something on a whole other level. Let's talk about your typical day. You sit down at your desk, you open your computer, and then you have to write an email about a rent increase, a social media post about the upcoming pool party, a response to that 1-star review. The blinking cursor taunts you. We've all been there. This is the bottleneck. This is the creativity killer. What if you had a co-pilot that could assist you with all of this? What if there was a tool that could draft all of this for you in seconds? That tool is here. We're all using it. But let's be honest, the results are kind of meh, right? It's not great. It's unoriginal. It's boring. It's not the revolution we thought it was going to be until today. You see, we've discovered that the problem isn't the tool. The problem is how we talk to the tool. And today, we're going to give you the secret. It's a marketing assistant. It's an operations expert. It is a 5-star reputation manager. Are you getting it? It's not 3 different products. It's one simple framework. And it's about to change everything. Now, to help me introduce this, because I couldn't do it alone, is the wonderful Maya Hayhurst. Please welcome to the stage.
Great to be here, Marcus. The team has been working incredibly hard on this. I don't think the industry is ready for this.
I think they are. We're here to teach you how to craft your prompt. Welcome back to the Multifamily Review. It's me, your host, Marcus. Hope you got the idea that we were going for in today's intro. Joining me is tech aficionado and business analytics consultant here at J. Turner Research, Maya Hayhurst.
Hi, Marcus. So happy to be here today.
Maya, I am glad that you are here because I think we have what I would consider to be one of the better podcast topics we've done at the Multifamily Review.
Oh, I'm honored. I'm honored to get to talk on this one then.
Today's prompts that are being passed around on social media, things like LinkedIn, for the multifamily industry are bad, right?
Yes.
They're not good at all. So I think what we should do is let's first talk about why they're bad. Maya, what are you noticing?
I think the biggest thing I'm noticing is that people are treating prompts just like a Google search, right? They're asking generic, uninspired questions and for things to be created. They're not giving any context as to, who they are, what the business is like. I mean, they don't know when you're generic, whether you live in LA, you have a luxury community that you're trying to draft content for. They don't have any of that context. They're just using it as a blanket Google search.
I actually think that's probably the most core problem is the lack of context that is there and given to the prompts. I like to think of this analogy, if you hired an intern, like a marketing intern, you would just say, hey, go write some marketing content, right? No
absolutely
context.
Not.
You would give them specific goals. You would give them context. What is this going for, right? Is this a TikTok post? Is this Snapchat? It doesn't matter. You would give them that. You'd give them an idea, a goal, something behind the post. What is the post for? That kind of stuff. And what I'm noticing is that that's not really being done too much in the multifamily world. So I'm glad you're bringing this kind of stuff up. Let's get to the whole crux of this. We jokingly did it at the end of the intro, crafting the best prompt. But that's actually, what we're here to do is craft. And it's a framework. It actually stands for something. Maya, what is C in craft?
C in craft, that's the big one, context. Your who, what, where, what do you really, what matters about the situation where you're drafting something in? context.
But this also kind of extends a little further too, and it's like, what is the brand identity? What is the ultimate goal that you're trying to get out of this? The next letter is R in craft. That's role. So it's asking, what's the persona for the AI that you're using right now? What is it trying to be? So it could be something like expert social media marketer. It could be something like
Experienced program manager, property manager,
empathetic property manager with 10,000 years of experience or something like that.
PR professional,
yeah,
crisis manager,
everything.
all of it.
I think we got these letters mixed up. You might have should have done R. What's A?
That's action. What do you want? What do you want from this? Are you drafting a social media post, an email, a paragraph, bullet points? What do you actually want out of this?
Yeah, speaking of bullet points, F is format. So if you want it to be bullet points, this is where you'd specify the output, right? So if you want bullet points, if you want it to be, a certain amount of paragraphs, how many sentences are in that? Does it need to be, in column format? A 280 character tweet, that's another possibility. So that's format. And let's go to T.
T is tone. So this is all about your brand. How do you want this to come across? Is it funny, silly, witty, edgy, professional, serious? That's super key to making sure that whatever comes out is as closely aligned with your brand strategy as possible.
Yeah, anytime that I think about tone for the multifamily review, I just think incredible. So that's what we're after around here. We've laid the groundwork here. We've got the idea of what craft is. Let's put it to the test, Maya. Let's actually pull up, we'll use ChatGPT because they just released ChatGPT 5 and people are absolutely loving it. And let's just run through some examples. I'll give really terrible prompts, no context, nothing like that. And you give a crafted prompt. See what I did there?
Let's do it. Let's do it, Marcus.
All right. First example, let's say we are trying to create an Instagram post about a new coffee machine in the lobby. So I will go ahead and just copy this one over. So here we are. Where should we begin? Nothing there. You can see up at the top, upgrade your plan. This is as bare bones as it gets for this. Write an Instagram post about our new coffee machine. Here we go. Here's the output it gave me. Big news, coffee lovers. We just upgraded to a brand new coffee machine in mornings and afternoons. Let's be honest, evenings too, just got a whole lot better. Whether you're into bold espressos, creamy lattes, or just perfectly brewed cup of coffee, we've got you covered. Stop by, taste the difference. Your perfect cup is waiting. Star emoji. Hashtag coffee time, fresh brew. Hashtag new machine, who dis? Hashtag caffeine upgrade. So it's fun, it's energetic, it's exciting. I think you could probably, get by with using this for something like a student property, something that's, pretty upbeat, lighthearted, maybe young professionals. You probably wouldn't use, these hashtags if it was like a senior living community. So Maya, let's go ahead and break into the well-crafted prompt. What do you got for us?
Absolutely. Using the craft method to create this prompt, we're thinking, who is designing this? Who's creating this? And we're going to act as a savvy social media manager for a Class A apartment community. Some context here, this community, we're located in Houston, Texas, with mostly busy young professionals that live there. And we just installed this new high-end espresso machine. We're hoping to highlight that element of luxury and create that sense of community. So what we want to do as this savvy social media manager is write an Instagram post announcing this. We want to include a call to action and try to engage the residents to post their own photo. We want them to give us 3 different caption options. That's the format, making sure they're under 500 characters, and add some relevant hashtags. So our tone for this is upbeat, sophisticated, and friendly. So let's see what comes when we use this method and add a little bit more detail here.
I mean, what an incredible prompt, by the way.
Great prompt.
This is loading up here. And I mean, and just like that, that's exactly what we're getting. We've got 3 options here. So go ahead, maybe hit us with option 1.
Absolutely. fresh brews and productivity vibes. We've upgraded your grind with a new high-end espresso machine in the co-working lounge because great ideas deserve great coffee. Come sip, snap, and share your #latte life at the Lofts. So now we're bringing in the actual name of the community. We're appealing to our audience and our key residents there, the personas of them being young professionals on the go working. This is something that now is a lot more personalized to them. It isn't just generic about a new coffee machine, essentially.
I love that. I'm actually reading option 2 here, so I'm gonna read this one here. Your 9 to 5 just got a little smoother. Our sleek new espresso machine is now live in the co-working lounge. Premium coffee just steps from your door. Show us your go-to cup. Tag us in your Lofts latte moment.
I love that. See, so much more personalized, so much more thoughtful.
One of the things that I'll take away from this too is I like the ability to have these options, right? Mm-hmm. The first one, the bad prompt that we did, that was pretty basic. Again, I don't think that it was a terrible output, but I do like having the ability to have these different options. And let's say that there was something in this that I really liked in option 2 and I wanted to add it to like option 1, right? There's the ability to mix and match and play with these things a little bit more. Some of these hashtags that I think are probably pretty good: Houston Living, Lofts at Meridian, which was the name of the community, Co-work and coffee, how fun. Espresso time, we got that one in the bad prompt as well too. Lots of stuff. You can use some of these things. And it's actually asking us, would you like a story version or ideas for a resident photo contest too? So it's giving us more. That's an easy one, right? I think you could probably get just about anyone to draft and craft an Instagram post. Let's try something a little bit trickier. Let's say our goal is to draft a notice about an upcoming mandatory pest control inspection. How's that sound?
Sounds good. Let's do it, Marcus.
All right. I'm going to exaggerate the bad prompt just a little bit. I don't think anyone would truly write something quite like this, but I do think it's important. Let's write a notice about pest control, just continuing exactly from where we left off on this chat. Dear residents, please be advised that pest control services will be conducted on whatever date, between whatever time frame we want to do. It's going to be in the common areas and select units as scheduled. It's part of ongoing efforts to maintain a clean and comfortable living environment for everyone. To prepare, we ask that all food is properly sealed and stored, keep pets secured or temporarily removed from the home during treatment, allow access to the areas that need to be serviced. Thank you for your cooperation and understanding. If you have any questions, please contact the management office at, and then that gives you the ability to insert the phone and email, and then signed management. Not a terrible pest control notice. A little cold.
A little bland.
A little bland. That's, again, not terrible. And that's as basic, bare bones of a prompt as you can possibly give ChatGPT to write a notice about pest control. So, Maya, what's the well-crafted one here?
So our well-crafted one, again, we're going to go back to that craft framework. We are wanting to act as a professional, a reassuring property manager, and we're needing to send an email out to all residents at our 300-unit garden-style community about mandatory and preventative pest control that's coming up next week. We do not require all pets to be secured because it's not required. The treatment is pet safe, and the goal is just to inform residents about what's coming up next week, ensure compliance, and minimize complaints by explaining how this is actually going to benefit them. We want this to come in a clear, concise email notice, and the format should be an email with a clear subject line noting that it's an important notice. And we want to use bullet points to note the key dates and instructions. Our tone is professional, respectful, reassuring, but we do want to emphasize that this is a proactive measure to maintain their high quality living environment. So let's see what we get for an output here. We have that subject line just like we said we wanted in that format section. Dear residents, as part of our ongoing commitment to providing a clean, comfortable, and well-maintained community, we will be conducting mandatory pest control inspections in all units next week. These routine inspections are an important proactive step to ensure our property remains a high-quality living environment for everybody. What you need to know, listing out our inspection dates, some other details about the access that will be required, letting them know that the treatment is pet safe and poses no harm. If you prefer, you can go ahead and secure your your pets in a different room, but that's not required. And then again, reiterating the importance of the visit and how it's a preventative measure to help maintain a pest-free environment for all their residents. So also asking them if they have any questions or concerns, just let us know proactively, gives an opportunity to add your phone number and email. So really changes the narrative there from being a kind of cold, bland notice about something to here's why we're going to provide value for you. This is a good, positive thing.
I really like that. Nobody wants pests in their homes, certainly not me. And what this does, and the purpose of the visit section there, is this is a preventative measure, not in response to any known issues, which I think is very important, right? How many times have we sent out a notice about this exact same thing, or maybe we're testing water lines or whatever, or fire alarms, and people immediately start, is there something wrong? Should I be made aware? What are you doing to no, there's nothing wrong. This is just something that we're doing to make sure everything's fully functioning. I think being overly communicative in these moments is of the utmost importance. One of the things that I think is really important on the output of the well-crafted prompt, if you'll scroll down, is the actual signature part of this, right? It's warm regards, your name here, property manager of whatever this community is, giving the ability to put your contact info and stuff there. If you think back to the bad prompt, the signature was just, hyphen management. There you go. That's just from us. Good luck. Have fun. Whatever.
Very impersonal.
Very impersonal. Very cold. Just real standard. So again, not terrible, but definitely not as good as this. This comes with a whole lot more that makes it so much better. And I think one of the things that I find with AI generated content is that it's not personable. It's not human. And it's not human, right? It's being generated by a machine.
Right.
When we're dealing with people's homes, there's always going to be a touch of human aspect that's needed. So I just think we can't forget that.
Exactly. I think that's very key.
Okay, let's go into our next example and last example. Let's say we want to respond to a negative review about a maintenance delay. And again, I'm just going to keep this as simple as I possibly can, but this actually is not too far off from what I have seen people use. So keeping with the bare bones theme, it's just going to be respond to this negative review about maintenance. Yeah, I guess I could probably give it a review. I'll just paste it in. The response is, hi, resident name. You can enter that yourself. We're very sorry to hear about your experience and the delay addressing your AC issue. We understand how frustrating and uncomfortable this must be, especially during the heat. Please know that this is not the level of service we strive to provide. We'd like to get this resolved for you as quickly as possible. At your earliest convenience, could you reach out to us directly at phone or email? You can enter whatever you want to here, or provide your contact information so our team can connect to you right away. Your comfort is very important to us, and we want to make sure this is right. Thank you for bringing this to our attention. Your community name or management team here.
Marcus, I feel like I've seen this exact response many times.
Yeah, it's crazy. One of the things that sticks out immediately to me is, we want to strive to provide a better service, right? That's what they're saying in the first paragraph there. The second paragraph, it's like, we're trying to get this resolved as quickly as possible. Could you please reach out to us at, and then it says phone number here. But if you look at their actual review, my AC has been out for 3 days and nobody will call me back. Right? They've already been trying to call. They already have the phone number, right? You providing that right now is unnecessary. But again, this is cold, thoughtless AI response. Let's see the well-crafted one.
So again, we are going to use the craft method for this. In this case, we want to act as an experienced and empathetic customer service manager for a property management company. Some context, we are going to use that exact same review that Marcus just read out, but we're also going to add some details that our records show that this service request was submitted 2 days ago. had a part that needed to be ordered, and it's scheduled to be repaired tomorrow. So our goal with this is to respond publicly to this review, making sure we're acknowledging the residents' frustration while showing that we're actually taking action, not just hope to resolve it, but what we are doing to do that. So our action is to draft that public response for a Google review. Since this is a Google review response, we want it to be pretty short, just 2 to 3 sentences in a paragraph. And for that tone, make sure it's empathetic, apologetic, professional, but definitely avoid being offensive and conveying that we do take this seriously. So let's see what we get. What we're seeing is, we are truly sorry to hear about your experience and understand how frustrating it is to be without AC, especially in this heat. While we can't share details publicly, please know that your request has been received and a repair is scheduled. We're committed to resolving this as quickly as possible and appreciate your patience.
I like this format more as a response because it doesn't have multiple paragraphs. It's short, it's sweet, it gets directly to the point. One of the best things about this particular response is it doesn't leave the phone number in there. It doesn't say, please contact us so we can help you resolve this. No, that's already been tried to happen or whatever. Though they weren't getting through, at least they didn't think they were getting through.
And giving that context through the craft format, we're able to address and acknowledge what we're doing without sharing too many details publicly, like the name, account information, anything like that for this resident. So using that prompt, we were able to really hone in on what we were wanting to see, and I think this is great.
That takes us through all of the examples I wanted to cover today, but I do think before we let everyone go, we should talk a little bit about some of the best tips and pitfalls around this. First things first, this is just one framework. There are a million other frameworks for crafting well thought out prompts. If you're someone who is not an expert though in LLMs or AI, anything like that, that craft, one, just makes a lot of sense. You need to craft a better response anyway, but two, it's pretty general purpose, right? You can pretty much do anything you want to with this format and have a pretty well thought out answer.
And you definitely don't need to go and order CRAFT. You can kind of mix, as you saw in some of our examples. Sometimes the role includes a little bit about the context, so you can make it your own a bit, but to Marcus's point, a great foundation and a really good framework there for that.
The other thing is, I would say iterate, don't abdicate. What I mean by that is that when the AI gives you its first draft, it is just a first draft, right? You should talk back to the AI. That's why it's in a chat form, right? Chat GPT is that. You could say things like, great, make it shorter. Could you rephrase that to sound more luxurious? Can you be more empathetic here? It's like, this is fantastic, but give me 5 more ideas instead, right? And maybe you focus, if you're asking it to give you resident events and you also had budget requirements, give me these, but keep it under $500 budget, right? So there's so many more things that you can do, and I think it's so important that you stay with it. The first draft is just a draft. It's not the final. You got to keep talking to it.
Just backs up the point that you're the editor here. It's drafting it, but you're the editor. So you're responsible. Make sure that output that's coming out is compliant with anything that you need to be aware of, has the right brand, voice, and feel for what you're looking for. We want it to sound as right and as human as possible. And like Marcus said earlier, it's a machine. There's going to be some things that don't sound human. So really lean into that role as an editor.
You're doing anything with ChatGPT or any of these LLMs, and it's going to be seen by a other human, like a prospect or a resident. You need to make sure that it is fair housing compliant, right? That's the one thing you want to make sure that it doesn't hallucinate any facts around that for sure. Some other major things that I think are really important are making sure that no personal identifying information is in there, right? So don't give it account numbers. Don't give it names, don't give it unit numbers, anything that could be drawn back to somebody. Don't feed it that information, right? Don't say, we need to write Mr. Rogers in unit 312 this notice about him having a lawn chair on his balcony or something like that, right? You keep it a little bit more abstract than that.
Exactly. It doesn't need to know all those details. It can get a great response just the same without him.
Yeah, that's right. Well, folks, that is all that we have time for today. Maya, thank you so much for being here and helping us learn how to craft
better prompts.
Thank you, Marcus. It's been great to join you.
For all of our listeners, if you want more information on writing prompts, please feel free to reach out to us at research@jturnerresearch.com. Always happy to help. Make sure you like, subscribe, and smash that. Actually, scratch all that. Just smash the like button.